Hello, welcome to the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast. This is our episode number 22. And today I have a very special guest with me, Mr. Alex Mancillas. Alex, I'll let him introduce himself a little better, but he's down in South Texas in Brownsville area, which, you know, I'm in the center of Texas in Abilene. We call Abilene West Texas, which don't make a lot of sense because it's pretty much right in the middle, but you're still like a country away. It's still a good 8-hour drive or so, you know, to even get there. But Alex is in town as a special guest instructor, doing some training seminars for our schools. And man, I'm excited and honored and privileged to have you here, bro. So I don't let a lot of people teach my classes. I don't let a lot of people come and do seminars, you know, but the people that I do allow here for a few reasons are, one, that I have a lot of respect, that I know you're legit and that you can add value, you know, and benefits to our students here. Your specialty of sport karate and weapons is really what we're kind of looking at. Is something that I don't necessarily have, at least the weapons. I come from sport karate, but so it's something that we can add some value. And we're going to have some fun the next couple of days. So I got Alex busy. We're starting off with this podcast. Picked him up from the airport and we're here and ready to roll. So why don't you kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your journey, you know?
Sure, yes, definitely. So, my name's Alex Mancillas, as you already mentioned. I'm 19 years old. I'm a full-time student at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. So still doing school. I'm also a martial arts instructor. I run a school with my mom down in Brownsville, Texas. I'm also a Orange Theory fitness coach, which I've been coaching for a little over a year now. And I also do FaceTime lessons, so I'm a martial arts coach as well. And I'm also a member of Team Paul Mitchell Karate. So it's a kind of a lot to balance, right?
Yeah, bro. When do you sleep?
Never. No, it's all about balance. So it's pretty much those late nights, early morning schedules. I think, like I mentioned to you when we were talking, when you picked me up from the airport, you know, late nights, early mornings. And it's about now that writing everything down. I actually have a little planner. I even brought it with me in my hotel room. So getting a little planner, writing stuff down, highlighting it when it's getting it done, one thing at a time. That's how I, you know, stay organized. But a little bit about my martial arts career. I started martial arts when I was 3. I got thrown into it because it's a family sport for me. You know, my mom's been in it for over 30 years. My uncle probably over 40 years as well. So I started when I was 3, but, you know, I was giving my mom a hard time, let's say. So I waited a few more months, started when I was 4. And then I just got thrown into competitions. I really, really liked to fight. Yeah. That was my thing when I was younger, which is kind of ironic now, right? But I started competing since I was 4 years old, and I've been competing ever since. I got picked up by my first national team, Team Gypsy, which is based out of here in Texas, at the age of 10 years old, which I got my black belt at the age of 10. That summer is when I got picked up. Got to represent Team Gypsy for 7 years, and then I got the call to represent Team Paul Mitchell Karate. Yeah. So it's definitely been a journey. I've won many, many state, national, and world titles. And all that has come through hard work and consistency and discipline. So I'm truly, truly grateful and blessed to, you know, have accomplished what I've accomplished and will continue to accomplish. And I'm very, very happy to be here. So
that's awesome. That's awesome at such a young age, bro.
19,
so,
yeah.
You know, and I commend you for what you're doing, continuing your education in school and, you know, hustling with things that are relevant. The fitness industry with Orange Theory. And if you guys don't know about Team Paul Mitchell, man, y'all need to look that up because that's legit. And you guys follow NASCA primarily, right?
NASCA circuit.
You know, I came up in sport karate and actually competed against your uncle and your mom.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Decades ago. That is crazy, man. I remember they did a pretty famous
team form.
Team form. I have it on some VHS tapes somewhere at my house. But so that's crazy. You know, this was way back in the day, and we didn't necessarily leave the state a whole lot because we followed the AOK. But time and the place, because I mean, I would have been all over some of that national competition. But yeah, dude, you're doing good and following so much. So good luck, and you know, hope that all continues. You know, martial arts is a small circle. The more we kind of think about it, and you know, I know we were just kind of talking. There's so many people that you know that I know, and you know, things like that. And with so much of the goal, why don't you talk to us a little bit about, because we got a lot of listeners, and although we come from sport karate, we're a little more MMA side now, which I see the benefits in all of it, and I love all of it. You know, I want to be good at all aspects of martial arts, and that's what I want students to be good at. But kind of talk to us, and for the people that may not know as much about sport karate in general, the benefits and kind of what it is, and then maybe the three things we kind of look at, like forms, point sparring, weapons.
For
right?
sure, yeah. So sport martial arts is a little bit more. It's an open style, a little more freestyle kind of a way to perform. We got the like you mentioned. You got the weapons. We got the open hand forms. We got the sparring. We even got continuous sparring. We got board breaking at tournaments. So it's a little more just a creative aspect, more of a performance when you compete in the weapons divisions and the forms divisions. It's very more, like I said, open and creative. And as far as the weapons and forms goes, even the traditional forms, the benefits that come from all that is that confidence to go up in front of a lot of people and just run a form, run a kata, and run it strong with that confidence, with your yells, your power. So I really think that brings the best out of us, for sure. The show side, the performance aspect, our power, strength, and especially, like I said, that confidence, right? I know each and every one of us has it in us. It just takes that one either little event, person, or situation to unlock it. And I think martial arts is a great way to do that. As far as the point sparring goes, man, point sparring has many benefits, as well as, like I said, the weapons forms and trad forms. One is like your conditioning. You got to be in shape, right? You got to be in shape. Two is the timing, the distance that you have to have for. We like to call it a very, very fast and rough game of tag, right? It's a game of speed. Like in a blink of an eye, somebody can throw like two punches or a kick and a punch, a combination, a blitz. So timing, your distance, your IQ as well, your decision making. Right, these matches sometimes get so intense. There's like maybe 5 seconds on the clock. You're down by a point, or it's overtime point. Like you gotta have that fighter's IQ, right? So I think all of this can even transition, like you mentioned, to the MMA world. Like I can even mention one Raymond Daniels. He's done that very, very well. One of the greatest to do it in our point sparring world. Transition, Stephen Thompson as well. You got Ross Levine now transitioning to the karate combat. Even my buddy Isaac Primetime Moreno, he was on Team Gypsy and he transitioned from point sparring to MMA. And you see it. It's the footwork, the angles, the fakes, right? But it's all of that distance as well.
Their timing, their lead leg kicks are at a different level than what most MMA fighters are used to. They just got to get their jiu-jitsu and wrestling down.
For sure. Yeah, but I think like transitioning as far as like stand up to the cage or to whether in your boxing ring, like kickboxing wise, it's a little bit easier to transition to that. But as far as like jiu-jitsu and the boxing, I guess that's where we as points fighters, we work a little bit more on. But everybody comes from different backgrounds, right? So you never know how smooth of a transition they can make. But it's pretty awesome.
It's all good benefits.
It is.
Doing a kata. 45 seconds sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? You can feel like you ran 3 miles, especially if you're on a stage, you're going for grands or something big. And it's just that, you want to win, right? You want this big prize, right? And, I remember sometimes at the tournament just trying to kill form everything that I have. At the end, I can't even talk to people, right?
And it's like also, for example, myself as a competitor, which you don't see this much now, but I will say it is growing, is competitors that do all disciplines. Competitors that either they do weapons and fighting or weapons forms and fighting, or they do weapons forms, traditional forms, fighting and continuous fighting. Like it's hard, to balance all that in a tournament and then to change in uniforms and to put like, safety equipment on and whatnot and go back to perform. Like I remember in California this past about a month or 2 months ago at Compete Internationals, I was doing my weapons divisions and then I was getting called to do open weight. So it was like I had to stay focused and finish my divisions. As soon as I finished, changed, and then went to go fight. And I was like the second match out of the division out of like 30 fighters. So, it's you got to be able to adjust. You got to be able to adapt and have that endurance, both cardiovascularly and muscularly to be able to keep up.
Yeah. But that's good to have that variety because.
Oh, it is.
One, it just gives you a little more purpose, a little more, a lot more to prepare for. You get the most out of that event. You're there for a day or two, but man, you're doing 5 divisions. I remember sometimes I'd be called in 2 rings at the same time.
Right, and it's like, what's going on?
And you're at a high level, bro. And the stuff you do is insane, man. When I watched your comments stuff, we did bow staff. People now doing 2 bow staffs, 2 swords. Crazy
you got nunchucks, you got the sword, double sword, commas, bow staff, double bow. I've seen some triple bow out there before.
That's
so
insane.
Pretty insane.
That's a high level of coordination and
it is
and practice, but. Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude.
I think if you don't mind me adding, like,
Yeah.
so the reason, because I've had this question asked a lot before, like, how do you do all three? You know, it's just my training. I grew up, was my mom, my instructor, Eva Ramirez, and then Pete Ramirez, my uncle. My mom's instructor, Chuck Timmons, one of the greatest, in Texas here. Yeah. His foundation was, you're gonna do forms, you're gonna fight, and now weapons, right? I remember one time I was having a tantrum at a tournament, and I've said this story many times, to where I didn't want to do forms. He caught me. I was walking by. I didn't know he was sitting down. I was walking away from my mom, all mad. I was maybe about 7, 8 years old. He just pulled me, whew, and I just stopped. I froze, and he was like, "Boy, why are you crying?" And I said, "I don't want to do forms." And he said, "Do you pay the bills? Are you 18? You put a roof over your head?
You can't decide."
And I was like, "No." He goes, "Then you don't have a choice until you're 18 and you pay the bills." And then from then on, my foundation is that weapons, forms, and fighting. So it goes all the way back to your training.
That's awesome. But maybe you didn't have that talk with Chuck.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you never would have really evolved to that variety. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. I mean, I always went for fighting too, but while you're there, you might as well. And my instructor was the same way, Pat McDaniel, who, you know, he competed and trained with Chuck and Clarence Smith, all those old school, you know, legends here in Texas. Texas has some martial arts legends.
They do.
They
do.
That's the blood and guts area, man. So much, but we made our students do both forms and fighting. You know, even if they didn't want to, and that the thing was that you're a martial artist, not a partial artist.
I love that saying. As I told you yesterday when I heard it, that was the first time I ever heard that. So I love that saying.
Yeah, be complete. You know, not partial.
No halfsies.
Yeah. So how you deal with things, you know, to continue all of that? I mean, you know, you can inspire, and that's what you do. That's what you do in your life, and you know, inspiring other people, not just kids, but adults, to have the perseverance and the dedication and to push through, you know. So the times that you felt you may have wanted to quit, or you know, whatever. So what's your advice on that?
You know, it's like I mentioned, I actually had before I go into it, I went to a school yesterday, a high school, and I spoke with some kids about you know, just the future and life. How you're gonna have challenges, right? And you know, my life has always been about you know, challenges and obstacles, and you know, everybody has their own story. You're going to have stuff that's going to happen to you that's just out of your control, but that's life, right? My advice to you is just to keep moving forward no matter what. Keep chasing your dream, because it will pay off. It may not be in the next week, the next month, or maybe not even the next year, but it will pay off. You know, you're going to have people that are going to say, you can't do it. I had people tell me I couldn't get on Paul Mitchell, that I wasn't going to get anything out of martial arts. But look where I'm at now, right? So, I mean, I didn't say nothing. I just, you know, kept working hard, kept my head up high, and I never gave up. You know, and I relied also on, you know, my support system, which has been my mom. Yeah. My mom, seeing her, you know, growing up, she always pushed through everything. So being able to have that role model to be able to look up to, you know, and I just wanted to be like her and be able to provide for her. That's one thing for me. I always wanted to give back.
That's awesome.
You know, so if I can, you know, keep working hard and put myself in a position or a platform to give back, whether it's to the youth, the adults, to the community, whatever it is, from martial arts community to just, you know, people in general, you know, I'll do it. So keep going, never give up, because it will pay off. Yeah,
I like that you you know where you came from, and I like that you are mentioning your mom, you know, and wanting to give back and pay back, and that's important, because a lot of young people will get a little fame, you know, and almost forget where they came from, you know, that old school thought. And you gotta stay humble, right? Work hard and stay humble, and that's a lot more, you know. When it's time to put the show on, you put the show on.
That's right. But it's like, if the saying goes, if you didn't have that platform, you didn't have that support, you know, you don't know where you'd be today.
Right? Yeah. So it takes a team. It takes a
definitely.
You didn't get here alone, you know.
I mean, it's up to you. Like we tell our students, like, it's up to you on how bad you want it, right? If you put in the work at the end of the day, but there's people that have pushed you along the way, right? Yes, at the end of the day, you're the one in the ring competing. You're the one that's going to decide whether you want to train more or not, but you had a team helping you. You had a team get you to where you're at, whether it's family, whether it's teammates, whether it's male figures, female figures, whatever it is, role models. You had a team. Yeah. You had a team. Takes more than just you, for sure.
Yeah. How do you handle loss, you know? I mean, you know, you got win and you got loss, right?
Definitely.
You got success and failure, you know. How do you handle loss?
There's a saying that my mom always told me, and we always say now, You got to be able to win like a champion and lose like a champion.
100%.
Right. And when you lose, it's not, I can't just get very upset and forget like, oh, I can't tell myself, well, I'm not good or I suck. You can't be doing that, right? Because like I said, life, you're gonna have your ups and your downs. Your downs, but one of them being a loss. My last tournament, I know one division I didn't win, but what I use it, or how I handle it, is I use it as motivation, right? I go back, I look at my fights, I look at my forms. What can I fix, and let's get to it. Because at the end of the day, I still have my end goal of being the best in the sport or giving back or whatever it may be. So I handle loss with just literally by training harder. Yeah. Training harder, going back to what I did, and just using that as fuel, as fire, and just get back to it. Keep my head up high.
Yeah, I agree, man. Winning is a habit, and we want to win, but it's not going to always happen. And then I kind of replaced the word losing for learning.
That's right.
So, hey, did you win or did you learn, right?
Yeah.
And as long as you can make some changes, get back on track and, study the plan, right? Because everything has a method or a way, and what detail can you change? Something broke, you fix it, right?
Definitely. It's like I love this video I saw on social media. It was Chris Bosh, the NBA basketball player, he was on the Olympic team with Kobe Bryant at the time, and he tried to get up early, like earlier than Kobe, to go work out, and Kobe was already done working out. He had been working out for like an hour or two, and Kobe had just lost the championship finals that year and was training for the Olympics with Team USA. And Chris Bosh had said this saying, legends aren't defined by the successes, but how they bounce back from their failures. Right. So he had just lost the NBA finals, and he was already training like 2-3 days later or whatever for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So he was already focused on the next game, next opportunity. So if my advice also, if you have a downfall or you lose, whatever it is, just know you keep working hard, you're going to have that opportunity again, or you create that opportunity again, and you make the most out of it, right?
So find a way or make a way.
That's right.
Right, yeah.
That's right.
I've heard a lot of Kobe stories, man. Insane. Different level. Different level of discipline, determination, and man, it's insane. But Michael Jordan, I mean, and all of the different sports and athletes, if it's martial arts, if it's sports, or even if it's not, even if it's education or extra hobbies, or if it's your academics, or if it's you in the workforce, in the workplace, how you going to show up at work. I don't care if you go to McDonald's or if you're a CEO of a major corporation. How you show up on the stage for a world championship, or how you show up for work at McDonald's or whatever it may be, right?
Yep.
It's how you show up. And if you can make those habits where every way is the best way.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Do everything your best, and then that's kind of all and then your best just gets better.
That's right.
It's the whole thing, right? Attention to the detail. Yeah. So what you got going on next? When you're competing, and where? What you got?
So, well, or this weekend, I'm honored to teach a couple seminars here in Abilene in Premier Martial Arts. And next week, I got the Ocean State Grand Nationals in Warwick, Rhode Island. So that's going to be a very, very fun event. I'm looking forward to it. And then my next one after that would probably be Battle of Atlanta in June.
Nice.
Yeah, Battle of Atlanta. So I'm very, very excited. I'm going to keep working hard and keep training and continue to hopefully inspire everybody to do the same.
Yeah, I know you will, man. I know you will. That's awesome. So where can we find you? Some people want to
you can look me up on Facebook under my name, Alex Mancillas. My last name Mancillas, just in case.
Yeah.
Mancillas. My Instagram is at the Alex Mancillas, because I'm the Alex Mancillas. And then I have a YouTube channel you can look me up under. It's not big, but it's growing, right?
Yeah.
One step at a time. So you can follow me under those platforms for sure.
Yeah, well, build that brand, because at the end of the day, your brand is you.
That's right.
So build that and work on it. Yeah. Well, anything else you want to add? Or?
I don't think at the moment. I mean, just keep training hard. Never give up on your goals, your dreams, and remember who you are. Right. That's one thing I feel like we lose sight of. We lose sight of it's because of change or adversity. Sometimes adversity makes us want to change who we are, and it's like, that's not who we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use your true potential, use who you are, stand out. Why fit in when you can stand out and be different, and use, what God blessed you with, your talents, your abilities, whatever it is. So stand out, be bold, and be you, and keep going.
Yeah, you can't waste it, man. Certain words and phrases become trendy through times, something that might have been said in this decade or this generation or whatever. But I've been focused a lot on just self-awareness. And that's the whole thing there, man. It's just kind of knowing yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your purpose and passion, your why, your desire, and it's with self-knowledge. Bruce Lee talked so much about it, but know yourself, right?
That's right.
And sure, have all of these. You got a ton of followers, bro. That you're the role model. They look up to you, and it's important. Sure, you have examples, but at the end of the day, be yourself, right? You don't want the temptation of wanting to be like someone else destroy you, because you're not that person. You're yourself. Students do that a lot. They'll follow the instructor, and like they want to become that instructor. They'll talk like them, walk like them, move like them. They'll follow your fighting style exactly. But later on, eventually, hopefully, they learn to then become their self.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're all different.
And I always tell my students, I said, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me.
100%.
Be better than me. Yes, take my advice or take some little things I do that you like, whether it's my fighting style, but make it your own.
Yeah.
Right? Use it to help you be you. So.
Yeah. That's it. That's what's up. That's what it's about, guys.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, man, thanks so much, bro. We're going to have some fun, and you're going to teach some good things. Again, I'm honored to have you. And you guys keep following the podcast. Also, check out my YouTube channel, James Cox Martial Arts. And, just live the best journey in life. Make it the best. All right. Thanks. Appreciate you, brother. We'll see you guys next time.